Hi, I am Libby Spots. I am from Hillsboro, Oregon, serving with the police chaplaincy there. Thank you for listening to Hey Chaplain.
Hi, this is Dr. Paul Ellis, president of the International Conference of Police Chaplains. I have the privilege of serving as the lead chaplain in Casa Grande, Arizona. Now, we invite you to listen to this program on Hey Chaplain.
Welcome to the Daily ICPC. My name is Jared Altic, and I'm a chaplain with the police department. This is a limited podcast series from Hey Chaplain, which follows police chaplains Jared Altic and Ward Jenkins to Little Rock, Arkansas to attend the annual training seminar of the ICPC, the International Conference of Police Chaplains. This series will provide a daily behind-the-scenes look at the convention, and this is our Day 5 episode. Ward, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Jared. How about yourself?
After sleeping in a hotel 5 nights in a row, I'm doing surprisingly well, actually.
Yeah, my back is a little out of sorts. I'm not in my bed, but I'm doing all right.
I didn't like the pillows, but other than that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Yep. Not my pillow. That's what I can say.
So last night we had the banquet after we recorded.
Yeah.
And so we went into the ballroom, and they had, big, beautiful ballroom, tables from wall to wall.
Right.
And I was running late because I was editing the show.
Right.
And so I came downstairs, and you said, I'm on the left side, a little ways in, and man, I looked. I don't know if you saw me. I stood there and looked for several minutes.
Oh, no.
Couldn't spot you. Yeah.
No, as soon as I looked and saw you, I waved you over, and I thought.
Look across the seat. Well, you saw me is when I spotted
yeah, I know,
you.
but I thought, well, that worked out well. He didn't have to wait there long.
No, I stood there and gawked in the doorway for several minutes. I'm like, I do not know where Ward is.
Oh, man.
But we had a nice table set with some folks from Fort Myers, Florida.
Yeah.
And a guy and his wife from Fort Lauderdale,
right.
Florida.
Right.
And a young woman, female chaplain from
Virginia.
Right. Harrisburg, Virginia.
Which I actually commented last night. It's really encouraging to see a young chaplain coming on board.
Yes.
Because we are an aging breed, generally speaking, of chaplains. So,
and I'm terrible with ages. Surely she was in her 20s.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Everybody looks young to me.
I don't know.
At my age now, but yeah.
I felt like she looked like she was my kids' age.
I would guess 20, early, yeah, not even, mid-20s at the oldest, the oldest. That's what I would say.
I thought it was wonderful, and I loved listening to you. You started in and gave some good, here's some advice from an experienced chaplain. And I just sat back and listened to you talk, and I really enjoyed that. And I think the other people at the table did.
Thank you. And I'm not inventing anything. I'm just passing on. One of my favorite sayings is that I am simply a conduit for what God puts into me. I want to share. That's all.
Yeah.
So this is not coming from me. So, and these have been tips that have been helpful for me. So I want to pass them on to new chaplains, especially. Yeah. So,
and the banquet programming, it was really good. We had a great meal. If you're going to have a banquet in Arkansas, order the beef.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get chicken at every other meal. I had chicken at every single meal this week.
They did.
Except for the banquet.
And the only difference, yesterday's lunch was a build-your-own taco thing, which chicken was a choice, but they also had ground beef. So yesterday's lunch was a little bit of a break.
That's true.
But and all the chicken pieces looked the same. Did you notice that?
Yes. I don't know. Yeah, chicken breast with just a little bit of a wing. I'm sure that's a particular fancy cut. I guess. And I'm not cultured enough.
I'm not either. Yeah, I've never seen a breast with a wing sticking up like that. But anyway.
It was good food. It was really
good.
nice. But I had the beef. I had beef for the first time all week, and that was nice. The programming went really well. They gave away awards and installed the new president, Paul Ellis.
Paul Ellis, yep.
And they said goodbye to Jim Bontrager. He's going to be the guy, most recent president, whatever the correct term is. Forgive me for not knowing the terminology.
Yeah.
But he still has a role. Right. And so they did a lot of really wonderful things. They recognized some chaplains for special service and for reaching new levels of credentialing.
Right.
And it was just a really, really nice evening. Yeah. It was long.
It was long.
I don't think the banquet's still going. I think it finally did finish.
We had chapel this morning in the room. Yes, the banquet.
Okay, all right.
The banquet has
finished. The banquet is over. It is completed.
Yeah.
But it was really, really good.
Yeah.
And so that was great. And then this morning we got up, and first thing we packed up the table, and which is a lot easier.
You packed up the table and I supervised because you had a whole Jenga thing going on, and I would not have been any help to you. But
in theory, everything should fit in my suitcase.
Yeah.
And I have a big bag that everything goes into, and it fits all in boxes and bags within the bag. And so I had it pretty well sorted, but it's a lot easier to pack when people took probably 20 pounds of candy off our hands.
Yep.
And then they took a lot of our merch. I mean, I packed up just a smattering of stickers that were left over. I mean, everything else they took. And so I was really happy with that.
Right.
And then we had 2 classes.
yes.
And so well, I had 2 class sessions. You finished up your class.
I finished up my class, so I've concluded my instructor training development now, and great. Michael Reingard was my instructor. He is a great instructor. This was my favorite class I've ever attended at any ICPC.
Really?
Oh, just tremendous. Yep.
See, I was worried because it was just one big long
thing.
I was worried that'd be
he did
unpleasant.
he did a really good job of getting us into groups and doing different. That's the whole thing in instructing is you don't want to just teach people to use a PowerPoint. You don't want to just teach people to lecture. You're trying to teach people how to use different methods to reach their audience. Everybody learns differently.
Yeah.
So his class was set up that way, and it was very fun. And we had a great group of students.
Well, you probably get to know your fellow students better when you're with them all day, every day.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I made good contacts with a couple of chaplains from, and one in particular from Spokane, and they're paid. I've never met paid police chaplains before.
It does exist. It's not super common, but it does exist.
Yeah.
Do you have any clarity on what they intend to do with y'all? Do
Well,
you think that there'll be spots for you to teach somewhere down the road?
There will be. I know that there are certain things that I have to satisfy in order to be deemed an instructor, and so I'm going to be working on that. It comes down to how much experience I have and what I have to offer, and even my bio, I think, will weigh into that. And so my plan is to submit all of that to there's an education committee, and then see if they approve me or not. I've already been approached to instruct at a regional conference next year in Branson, and I don't know that will happen or not.
Sure.
Regardless, I want to serve at the next regional in Branson. I can serve in a multiple of ways.
Yeah.
Without being an instructor. So I'm all for that. So I'm looking forward to that.
So we've done an intro episode and 5 daily episodes. This is number 5.
Right.
And we've been working on those, record them every afternoon. I process them that afternoon and load them up that night. And we've gotten a lot of downloads, and people have been listening, and people here at the conference been telling me, oh, I'm listening, and I heard yesterday's episode, and they're all excited.
Good.
But I look at the stats, and I'm not seeing any Little Rock downloads. And so my theory is that the hotel Wi-Fi is using a VPN and spoofing the location, because I have a curious number of Malaysian downloads.
No kidding. Oh, wow. I would have thought there'd be a language barrier, but
I think that's us. I think when we download an episode from the hotel Wi-Fi, I think it's spoofing to places like Malaysia.
Okay, you know what?
So,
good.
Yeah.
I mean, that means we're a little protected, because we're tapping into the Wi-Fi to upload stuff. So that gives us a little confidence,
I think it does. And I think people generally, cops especially, I don't trust. I say I'm in 120 countries. I think I do. And then I've heard from many of those countries.
Yeah.
People write in and email me or whatever. And I know that there's actual human beings in that location.
Right.
But I just know.
Yeah, the VPN.
There are some places that it's a cop maybe right down the street from me, but he's spoofing his location.
Sure.
So that's funny that I thought I would walk away with a lot of Arkansas. I see a spike in Arkansas downloads, and I did not.
I just talked with I was waiting for you at the table. You were waiting down here, but somebody from Fort Lauderdale walked up and said that he listened last night to a couple of episodes, and that it was just really informative, and his lights were on, and and he was like, yeah. And I said, please take this back to your officers, because there's so much there. And he said, you know what I want to do? He said, I want to get my officers listening to specific episodes, and then we're going to meet and discuss them.
Yes.
I thought, wow, what a great idea. What a great way for a chaplain to connect with his officers and to talk about relevant things, you know? Anyway, it was.
I love that it's being used
Yeah,
that way.
yeah.
And that's also why I try to make, except for this mini-series,
Right.
this limited series is obviously specific to 2025 at the ICPC
Sure.
annual training seminar. But generally speaking, the show is evergreen.
Right.
And so you should be able to listen a year from now or 5 years from now, and most of it should be just as applicable. It's not current events. It's not the daily news.
Correct.
So
correct.
Yeah,
correct.
absolutely. So after we leave here, we're going up to the closing ceremony here in just a few moments.
Yep.
And then we're going to grab a bite of lunch and head to the airport, right?
Yeah, my plan is to kick you out of the truck.
Slow down first. Slow down this time.
I promise.
Appreciate that.
I promise I'll stop this time. And then I've got your big suitcase to take back to Kansas City area. You're gonna fly. I'm hoping I'm gonna beat you home.
You might be most of the way home before I leave Little Rock.
Oh gosh,
and
I
so
hope
my
not.
flight's kind of late. But I just found out one of my instructors is on the very same flight.
Oh, that's so cool.
And so I'll have somebody to talk to.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
And I'll be working on this episode.
Yeah, good.
So,
I'll
I'll hook up to the airport Wi-Fi and I'll upload this episode.
Well, it's good for us to use our time wisely whenever we can.
That's right.
So it is. I try to also, even when I'm driving. Yeah, I shared earlier. I've got sermons to listen to on the way home, and so I want to be a good steward of the time that I have to keep myself engaged and learning and moving forward. I always want to move forward. I always want to get better.
So we're going to do one more episode after this that'll air here in a couple weeks. And it'll be an after action review of ICPC.
Okay.
But just to preview that a little bit, do you feel like you've used your time well to come down here for 6 days?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This has been phenomenal. I hope I can do this again at a future annual training. The annual training seminars are bigger. I think we're drawing instructors in from all over the country, so it's sort of the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
And
internationally.
Internationally,
from Australia.
Oh, yeah.
All sorts of places. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I would love to do this again. I don't know what I would take next time, but I was kind of led to take these classes, and I'm very, very grateful that I did. I feel really prepared, and my class was just amazing. It was great. It really was.
I wanted to take every enrichment course I saw. And of course I was doing the basic course.
Right.
And then I did the liaison courses. But I kind of am interested in what you took. I'd like to look at that. And I don't know if I would do that the next time I do an annual training seminar.
Yeah.
But I would consider it, especially since you had such a good experience.
Yeah. I'm all for it. ICPC, any organization needs to be careful about who they allow to teach on their behalf.
Yes.
There's going to be look, if this moves forward for me, I'm going to have to sign an MOU probably, or some kind of an agreement with ICPC that I'm going to abide by their rules, that I'm not going to steal their material. All of that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so we're being careful about, it's the same in anywhere we go. Look, if you're a police officer, you want to be careful who you choose as a partner. Yes. You are who your partner is.
Yeah.
And if you pick to pair up with someone who's kind of off the deep end, man, that's going to be your reputation going with that person.
So let's head up to the closing ceremony and get ready to leave Little Rock. From Little Rock, Arkansas, this is Jared Altic with Ward Jenkins, and this was the Daily ICPC from Hey Chaplain. And as always, pray for peace in our city. Ma'am, you are okay, but we're recording a podcast. We're going to be done in just a minute, okay? And so you're fine. You're fine. But
I just need to sit this one down. I'm going back out.
okay, God bless you.